Hello, Internet world. My name is Louis Love, and I'm here hosting the Flash After Show on the Stream.tv. And what an amazing show we witnessed tonight. And to the right of me, I want to introduce my host, my co-host, one of my co-hosts.
Oh, well,
You
hey.
don't look like David.
I'm not David, you're right. Shock, twist. Hi, guys, it's Patrick Campbell. I'm really glad to be back. It's been a little while. I'm usually at Legends, so thank you guys for having me.
Yay.
It was a really good episode. I can't wait to talk about it. It's going to be a lot of fun.
And it's me, Sabina Ibarra, your regular neighborhood Sabina.
I think we call her Supergirl because she's on the
Yeah, I
Supergirl
was
show
going to
with
say
us.
Supergirl. Like, thanks for inceptioning me, Louis. And I'm excited to talk about today's episode. Like, a lot did happen, and we got to dive in.
Yeah, and today's episode was called Attack on Central City. And you guys could join in on the fun at any social media you like. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. What else am I missing? Anything?
No, that sounds about right.
YouTube.
Snapchat, I don't know.
Yeah, YouTube and the YouTube chat.
YouTube channel,
yeah,
of
go on
course.
YouTube and check it out. And that's hashtag the Flash Ask. Ask us any questions and we'll try to work you in. We just got an awesome new monitor installed and I still can't see it
So we
because
can
I
see
need
you,
glasses.
the internet's. Yeah. We're all in this party together. We're
Just a
all
little
having a
bit.
conversation. Yeah,
We
for a
got
little
this.
bit.
We got this.
We got it, guys. This is our first rodeo. But anyway, Sabina, let's start off with you real quick. What do you think of tonight's episode?
I thought that it was a very interesting take on what we were presented earlier in the week in the teasers, because it was building up this whole like the apes are coming and there's going to be a huge battle, but they made us wait for it a bit, which, you know, like there was a moment Patrick and I were just like, when are we getting the apes? When are they happening? And thankfully it didn't let us down.
No.
Patrick?
Yeah, I was kind of where you were. I was waiting for where are the apes? Because I guess, at least for me, I'm a Planet of the Apes fan, and
Yeah.
I was getting teased that this was like a Planet of the Apes-esque Flash type story, but it worked, and it was fun, and I did like what we got, and it just took a little while to get there, but it was worth it.
That's funny because as you guys were thinking, "Where are the apes?" I was a little late today to work, and I walk in as soon as you said that. "Where are the apes?" And I walk in. Ooh, get it?
Yeah, I get it.
You don't
Yeah,
get it?
kind of.
Well,
I can
laugh,
see it.
dude. That's it laughing. So I had a chance to check out the show a little bit before you guys on my 80-inch television, and I was blown away by this episode. It's really like we were thinking there. It's like a theatrical film. I mean, if you watch it with the sound up and everything, and this is what comics is all about.
Yeah.
in
Oh,
my
yeah,
opinion.
absolutely.
Yeah, it had suspense, it had action, it had emotion, but it starts off with. HR decorating.
HR being his like regular
Yeah.
silly self.
And he's decorating because it's Friend
Friends
Day.
Day.
Yeah.
Friends Day, and then Harry walks in, and he like kind of they're in this debate, and Harry thinks HR is kind of an idiot.
Yeah, he's
What
like
do you think of that?
Yeah,
no
and I
nonsense.
like that. I
Yeah,
really
I like
like-
the dynamic. He's so good at playing like different dynamics. It's so believable.
I've always liked him as an actor.
Yeah.
I was going back to, Ed and all those TV shows that he had done before, and I was really hoping that we'd get to see Harry a little bit more. I was sad that by the time the episode was over, he was leaving, because I liked the dynamic. I liked the back and forth. I thought it was really important.
Or is he leaving?
Well,
We never know.
we never know. And this show, probably not.
This show's like a box of chocolates full of surprises.
Yeah, absolutely.
What do you think of the way Harry's treating HR, or vice versa?
Oh my gosh, I think he's just being a bit too harsh on him. It kind of reminds me of the dynamic in Rick and Morty of Rick and how he treats some of the alternate Ricks, and how he's like just a little bit like just very controlling and like, oh, anything who's not me is a lesser version of me. And I thought that was mean because HR was throwing this party for everyone. He gave everyone like little Valentine's Day cards or Friends Day cards and stuff, which was really adorable.
Yeah, and real quick, Sarah Bard says she loves Sabina.
Yeah.
So I just want to give a shout out to you. And what are we? Chopped liver?
Yes,
No
every time.
no one cares about us. Sabina steals the show.
Every
You
time.
want to switch places? No, just kidding. So as the episode goes on, Jesse reveals to
her dad.
Harry that I'm gonna move. I'm in love with
Wally.
With Wally, and I'm gonna be here on Earth 1, and you're going back to Earth 2.
The
Dad.
beginning is such a love fest, and everyone is just proclaiming their love for each other. HR is like, we all love each other, and like Iris and Barry are just like, yes, like we want to be together. And Iris is so happy because she just hopes every day is what she could spend with her love, and I thought that was really
Yeah,
cute.
I like their relationship a lot. I was a little perplexed last week when she showed up and they weren't really getting along, so I was glad to see kind of a reconciliation of that, especially with them deciding, oh, I'm going to stay, and I like the dynamic. I like what they were doing. I hope that we see pay off even more.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot to explore there, and I think it gives Wally a lot to do.
Definitely.
Because Wally is a character, we've talked about it before.
Yeah.
We don't know how long he's going to be here because some of us
It's
think
getting too crowded.
exactly.
It is
There's
getting really crowded.
too many superheroes.
So I'm glad that she's coming back because I think she gives Wally a lot.
Although I will say this, it's getting crowded, but it doesn't feel crowded. They're working. Everyone's getting their
Yeah.
screen time. It doesn't feel like the episodes don't feel bloated. At least I don't think so.
No, they don't feel bloated, but we have to remember we had the show at the beginning. It was such a central cast.
Yeah.
That we've grown a lot, and as any show does, but you want to sometimes scale back and go back to that very early stages of what it was like when it was just the core cast.
So we get to see, Cisco. Who is it? Cisco.
Oh, well, Cisco had his moment where
Yeah.
he was like, everyone has a person and I don't have a person.
Yeah.
And at that moment, Gypsy shows up and he has his I choose you moment
Yeah.
to a Gypsy, and she like straight up just hits him with a blast, and you're like, what just happened?
That came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And it was so shocking because the last time we saw Gypsy and Cisco together, it was such a sweet kind of goodbye, and I love their dynamic, by the way. And so for her to show up and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, she hits Cisco, I was like, she's got to go down. She's got to go
And then
down.
she like wakes up and she's like, where am I? And I'm like, don't act like you forgot. Like, what just happened, girl? Like,
Yeah.
what do you mean? Like, where am I? And yeah, that gets explained because we basically figure out that Grodd took her over and
Yeah.
used her.
That
He's not
Grodd.
cool.
He's
Grodd's
not
cool.
cool.
That
at all.
Grodd guy, he got to go.
He's cool, but not cool.
Well, okay, he's
cool.
a great villain.
Yeah,
He
he's
bums
like-
me out.
Yeah.
A big sentient, like super smart.
That's
Yes.
funny you
Villain.
bring up coolness because the real cool dude on YouTube right now says that someone needs to die. I don't know if he's talking about a
I
good
was gonna,
guy
I
or
was gonna
what.
say, is he talking about our panel? Because I'm a little concerned.
Whoa.
That's a
Don't
little
look
dark.
at me,
Wait,
man.
the real cool dude looks familiar.
And they Julian's in London, by the way.
Yep.
Yeah.
revealed that. What is
he
he
was
doing there?
missing.
I don't know. I thought that it was kind of just a very unceremonious. They were
Hogwarts.
just like, okay, and he's not here today.
He's
So
in
what he did
Hogwarts.
is he went to Gorilla City. He had that encounter, last week, and he's like, "Dude, I need a vacation.
I need a break."
I guess so.
I'm going to
Hogwarts.
London. That's pretty cool. Yeah, you could
No,
be
dude,
there.
he was probably
Hogwarts.
going on the Hogwarts tour over there because remember, this is not actual. Oh, come on, it's the tour.
Hogwarts.
So Gypsy gets manipulated by Grodd because we know that that's what
Yeah.
Grodd likes
Yeah.
to do, and she has no idea what she's doing. Right? She just shows up and they're asking her, give me the info on what you're doing for Grodd, and she's like,
And she's like starting to like recollect certain things, and
I was glad
Yeah.
that they went that way. The amnesia plot line is such a staple of soap opera type thing.
Yeah.
So it seemed, of course, they were going to go that angle because why else would she have attacked Cisco? But I like the way it paid off. But it also showed that even she's like, I don't want to mess with Grodd because when Cisco's asking for her help with the situation, she goes, no, I
it's
would,
your fight.
Yeah, it's
basically.
your fight. I don't
It's
want anything to do
like
with
basically
you.
like your jurisdiction in a way, because she
Yeah.
was like, you're here and I have fugitives to catch, so I'm gonna go.
And she's such a powerful character too.
Yeah.
And so for her to be like, no, I'm good. It
Nah,
was
I'm
just
good.
kind of shocking.
and what I really liked is how well written these characters are, how well written they are. Is that Cisco went ahead and let her go.
True.
Just like got her because she was confined in the, what do they call that in Star City, where they basically jail the evil metahumans they put them in a
They have their
jail
little
with no
cells, yeah.
toilet or anything.
Well, and no powers.
That's kind of like abusive, man.
You know.
Who are the bad guys here? Someone's got to die. I don't know.
Meanwhile, we have a moment with Wally and Harrison when they're talking to one
That was so
another,
sweet.
and Wally's like, "Are you sure you're okay with this?" And Harrison, of course, is like, "Oh, it's totally fine. I just want what's best for my daughter, and I just don't know how much time I have left." And Wally's like, "Wait, what? Time that you have left? What does that mean?" And
Harrison Wells is the ultimate troll.
yeah,
He really is. Just for his daughter.
Even
he's
Lewis was
the-
like, he's trolling him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the ultimate troll that he wants his daughter to stay by his
Oh, wait,
side
wait,
so
wait.
bad.
We were going ahead. Did you say that it's all...
Well, we're not necessarily there where he finds or they find out what happened.
But for him to be like, I'm dying.
I'm dying.
Just
Oh,
to
no.
try to get his daughter to stay by his
Yeah,
side.
because that's what
it's
he
so
does. He
ridiculous,
does.
but it's so perfect. It's very Harrison.
But wait a minute, though. Then Harrison goes, you know what? Let's keep that between, us two guys.
Because he knew that Wally would try to tell Jesse
Of course.
to leave, to go home with him. Yeah.
Yeah, what does Wally do right away? He goes ahead and tells
He
Harry.
goes and tells her
Yeah.
right away because he's not going to lie to her.
No.
But the thing is it's clearly something's wrong because he goes, you need to spend more time with your dad. Because every course, when you're breaking
And
off a
she,
relationship, you say, go
sniffed
spend
it.
time with your dad.
And right
That doesn't
away,
even make
she
sense.
she knows her
Right
dad.
away,
Right
she
away,
sniffed it.
she's just like, dude, he's lying.
Yeah.
But meanwhile, while this is happening, or a little bit before, Grodd's about to attack the city, right? So we have this, we think it's an army of apes ready to charge. So the police department gets ready, and Joe's in the middle of it, and he gets brainwashed or brain controlled by Grodd, and he's about to shoot himself. That was pretty awesome. What do you think of
That was terrifying.
And
Yeah.
it was one of the most powerful moments
Oh my
in
gosh.
this
Yeah.
episode, and probably one of the most powerful moments in the season.
Yeah.
Because Joe has been such a central character for all of us for so long, and especially, of course, Barry. He's the adopted
Yeah.
father.
And when I first
And we
saw
have
that, I
all
thought it was
been
going to
like,
happen.
someone needs to die, someone has to go, and then he starts pulling the gun at his head, and you're just like, no, that's not what I
Not
meant,
that one,
not
yeah.
that one. You leave Joe alone.
But see,
And the gun goes off too, and you're just like, oh my gosh, what is gonna happen?
and for Barry to have to be so quick to make sure that he can knock him out of the way of the bullet so that he doesn't die was such a great pivotal moment, because it also gets Barry to a point where he's like, maybe I shouldn't have mercy. Maybe I should kill people. Maybe I should let them die.
And Barry, to his credit, he figures out that was a distraction.
That
the
was a
attack.
distraction, yeah.
Meanwhile, Grodd is going for the haymaker. He is abducting a military
official who
that
has like the
controls
highest
nukes.
clearance and controls all the nukes essentially, and he starts moving him along to destroy Capital City. Meanwhile, I'm like, is this really the whole episode? Is this what's gonna happen? And it's it's just a mental warfare, nuking sort of thing.
I want to know how Grodd knew he was the high-ranking officer.
Yeah.
I'm just
Grodd
saying.
has hyper intelligence.
That's true.
I know. I was just funny.
He
'cause
probably
he's just,
Googled
Don't be
it.
He did.
underestimating gorillas.
I never underestimate you.
You know, right who's this guy? Engravings says there's too many apes, not enough steaks. I don't know what that means. But
I think he's saying that there was too many apes throughout the episode, but they never felt like there was enough danger.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if I necessarily agree with that. There was a sense of danger,
Yeah.
especially towards the end. And I mean, especially just putting Joe's life on the line at the beginning. Maybe there was too many apes, yes, but I think it played out fine.
I thought there wasn't enough apes.
Well, we
I
both
mean,
agreed that.
yes.
But
I think the stakes were pretty high, and Barry got challenged in a way that
yeah,
was
because
very real to him.
They're about to ignite the nukes.
Yeah.
So, and Barry goes there and has to figure
had
out
to consider-
90,000 combinations, to stop it. And I don't know, does he have super memory? How does he know not
No,
to?
I think it's just him going
through all of the different
And I
combinations.
think that the stakes are raised to the point that Barry did want to give up
Yeah.
himself. That
he
was
had to
Iris's.
consider that everyone was playing on this field where they weren't hesitating, and Barry was like, do I have to sacrifice my morals to be on that level of just being on it and saving the most people he could by maybe getting rid of one?
And of course, both Iris and Harrison say no. You cannot sacrifice yourself. Iris even tells Barry. She looks him dead in the eyes and she goes, "I would rather die than you sacrificing who you are and what you are." And that because that's who Barry is. Barry's always been the optimistic hero who saves people. He never kills the villain.
Yeah, because Barry essentially, he's just like, Gorilla Grodd went after Joe, he's had it. So he's kind of trying to say, should I overstep my boundaries and kill Grodd? Would that solve the issue? So that's the moral dilemma. But of course, Harry comes in and tells him, "Dude, that's not you, right?" And that was a sweet moment, right?
Well, and I feel like he's probably should have learned from Oliver by now. You don't kill people. Like Oliver has gone through that.
But he also brought up Oliver. He says, "Hey, you know what? Oliver kills people all the time." So I think Flash is kind of jealous of Oliver because he gets to kill people and he still gets a girl.
I don't think he's jealous.
I don't think he's jealous. He has Iris.
just threw that
Iris
in.
is amazing.
Yeah, Iris is amazing.
Although we need to see her do more than just, like be a MacGuffin or just be there for him. I kind of want her to go back to having more things to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So after Barry takes care of the nukes, Grodd is pissed, right?
Well, of course he is,
and
because
he's gonna
stopped him.
charge. He's got all the gorillas behind him, and they're gonna charge.
And that was awesome.
Yeah.
Oh God, it's so good.
And our heroes know that, so they're like, "What do we do? What do we do?" So Cisco has the idea of, "I'm gonna go back and to Earth 19, I think it is, and get Gypsy to help us, right? Because we need more backup, right? There's too many gorillas in the house." And so they come in, our heroes as Jesse, what's it called, Kid Flash and the Flash. They're fighting these apes as they're charging the city. Meanwhile, Cisco's trying to tell Gypsy, "Hey, you know what?
We really need your help.
We really need your help. I know you're better than this, than just being a cop, dimensional cop or whatever it is." And he convinces her, right?
And then I thought it was perfect that, of course, it was like the real dramatic in the rain, him coming to her and going, "We need your help," and just you had the rain effect, the action, adding to the drama, because why wouldn't you?
So dramatic.
So dramatic.
Yes.
Yeah. So they're in the middle of the battle, and Grodd and Barry, they charge at each other, and Grodd just boom.
Yeah, he kind of flicks him like a fly.
Yeah. But then comes the big surprise, right? Out of the portal comes
What is it, Solvar?
Solivar.
Solivar.
I always have a hard time saying it, but Solivar, and I loved that.
Yeah,
It was so good.
It came out of left field, and this is the guy. Of course, Grodd kicked his butt last week, so now he's like, "Dude, I'm here for revenge." What do you think of that battle?
I thought it was great because it was definitely like, this is now like a battle to be like the leader of the pack in a way too, because Grodd was overstepping his bounds.
Yeah.
And
By far.
Yeah. So it was really awesome to see that battle on like the rooftop, and just, like it reminded me a bit of like when Mufasa and Scar were just duking it out, but with a better solution.
Well, and it was very reminiscent of Dawn of the Planet of the Apes as well, because it reminded me of the Caesar Koba fight, where obviously Caesar and Koba were fighting for the dominance of the apes, who was the leader, and it was the exact same scenario, and it was very cool. I like that as a big fan of Planet of the Apes. Like I said earlier, I liked that. It was a nice call.
Yeah, it was definitely cool, but man,
and he threw him off the building.
Yeah, that was
did.
crazy.
King
I was
Kong,
like, how did
King
he
Kong
survive that?
reference. So that was a. What I got? So that was kind of brutal, though, right?
Yeah, it was a little brutal, but I liked that. I thought that was cool. I thought it worked really well, at least.
Yeah, it tells you the apes are brutes.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So once again, don't forget to check us out if you want to get in on the conversation. Hit us up on social media. #TheFlashAS. Ask us a question, and we'll try to get it in.
We have some special visitors on our YouTube comments, and by special visitors we mean our co-host David. He wants to get in on the action.
Well, if he wanted to get in on it, he should have been here.
I'm
Jeez,
like, dude,
Jeez,
where
David.
are you at? Okay, so he says, number one, the cops magically disappeared during the ape fight. Yeah, they did. He thinks Gypsy was useless. Flash was an idiot for not letting Solvar take Grodd out. I disagree with that.
I disagree with that
Totally.
too.
No, wait, hold on. Gypsy was not useless.
Yeah, and if it
she was the one that brought. Well, first of all, she's the one that manipulates the portals, right? Well, she kind of caused the problem, but it wasn't her fault. But then she was also the person that knew where Solivar was. That's what she told the gang at the end. You're lucky I knew where Solivar was. So she wasn't useless, okay?
Yeah, because she knew. Remember, Grodd had used her, so of course she knows where he had been left.
Yeah.
So she was important, David. Come on, man.
Yeah, come on, man. We love you, though.
We love you. We miss you. Come back.
So that was
Well, going back to Solvar, I mean, you have Grodd, who like, I know a lot of people would have wanted him to be taken out, yes. But it kind of goes to show what Flash is about, not compromising who he is, and basically telling Sylvar, I let you live, you should let Grodd live, and we will take responsibility for him, and he won't go back to Gorilla City.
And that was
ever
the
again.
whole point of the episode. And
Yeah.
I think that if you took that away, it would have completely undermined Barry's entire story for the episode. We needed to see him, asking them not to kill him. And I thought that was really important, because the other part of that is it gave us the tease of the idea of, King Shark and Grodd maybe
because that's where they're
tangoing
at.
later because they're together. And I need that now, please. King Shark and Grodd.
Would they be friends?
I think they'd be frenemies.
Frenemies. So the enemy of my
The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
For this arc.
And that's where one of the things I really loved about today's episode was that they give you that more morality lesson where, like, hey, I didn't kill you in the arena.
Yeah.
Do the same for Grodd, but it didn't feel cheesy. You know what I
it
mean?
felt
No, it
right.
felt
Yeah.
right.
I mean,
And it felt really earned.
and that's the thing about Flash, at least for me, and it always has been. Even when it can tiptoe into the cheesiness, it always feels kind of earnest and earned instead of being over the top and just kind of cliche. Because the thing is everything is kind of a cliche. It's just how you present it and how you handle it.
So we've been talking. Sabina has been my co-host for Supergirl, and we have this thing called the after party, which I
After
accidentally
Hours.
said.
No,
After
he introduced an episode of Supergirl as "Welcome to Supergirl After Hours," and I was like, you know what, we should keep that, because in that episode, at the end, it was when Supergirl gets thrown on that couch, and I was like, yeah, it is the After
So
Hours.
After Hours is 18 and over.
Yeah.
And we kind of had
We
a
had
moment
the
like
Flash After Hours.
that. Yeah, we had a moment like that because Gypsy goes back to Earth 19, and Cisco's like, hey, wait a minute, where are you going? And what about me? Because Cisco is he's a
Cisco's
player.
so fly.
Yeah,
He's so
yeah.
fly.
He needs a girl so bad, man.
And she plants one on him.
That kiss was so
Yeah.
fantastic, and
It was so
Cisco's smile.
fantastic.
Oh my God, it was so worth
I
it.
joined in, and my lips are still
I was so
on
proud.
the screen.
So
I'm a
proud.
little worried
Yeah.
about you right now. But
So yeah, that
it
was,
was
a
so
little,
good. And then on top of that, you have Jesse and Wally, who
Yeah.
are finally really getting their relationship, because they've been apart for so long too, and we're starting to see that come together, and I like that. The thing that Flash has always been good at is the relationships, and of course I think we're missing the most important relationship is Iris and Wally, or not Wally, Barry, and what happened at the end.
Well, at the end, Barry fixes the new apartment, and I don't know how he didn't burn down the place because it was all full of candles.
Yeah, it was full of
he's Barry.
candles.
He's Barry.
And
He can
full
do
of
anything he
rose
wants.
petals. And I was like, is this a Friends Day thing? Or is this oh my God, you guys. Oh my God, he's proposing. Oh my God. And he pulled
He
the
pops
ring
the
out.
question.
He popped
This
the
is
question.
exactly how you acted while it was happening too. This was your
Yeah.
reaction. You were like that the whole time.
She does a good Monel impression too,
Oh, wow.
which you can watch on Mondays.
It's true.
Yeah. So,
This was exciting.
what did you think of that? So, explain it in words, not just.
Well, I'm just like replaying it in my head, you guys, because it was so beautiful. And he gets on one knee and he asks her to marry him, and they want to start their forever. And she says yes.
Well, and it's his mom's ring too.
And it's his
like
mom's
that's
ring,
the
yeah.
cool thing. Like, and Joe's been holding on to it this whole time for him, and for him to get to use that, I think it's really important because Barry has lived with the loss of his mom for so long. For him to use this one thing that he has left to give it to the one person he cares about more than anything now is really symbolic. And I thought that was really beautiful. And I thought it
And it's
was
so
earned.
brave,
Yeah,
And I don't remember, was that ring
confident
presented
in
before?
I
that
don't
they're
think so.
gonna make it work, that they're gonna change the timeline, and they're gonna be together forever.
Except they need to quit trying to change the timeline.
'Cause
How
that
many
might
times
just
do I have
screw
to
them
tell these
over.
people that time travel
'Cause then
is
you'd
not
be
okay? It just
self-fulfilling
ends
prophecy.
badly.
Wait a minute, Patrick. What
Essentially.
people are you telling?
The
TV screen?
The TV
The
screen.
TV screen.
He talks to the TV screen, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey,
Please
you
help
kiss
him.
the TV
Do you
screen.
not
Send your
talk to the TV
donations for
screen?
medical help to. Just kidding. We're all good here. So after that scene, that beautiful scene, we were wiping the tears off
Yeah.
Sabina's eyes,
Yeah.
and then
we
it
were
cut.
wiping the tears off everyone's eyes.
No,
It
just
was
yours,
beautiful.
not right.
Well, mine a little bit because I wanted to marry
Iris?
No, very. But anyway, it goes to Jesse and
Wally.
Wally, and they're on the sofa and they're watching. They're
It's about to
catching
be
up.
the Flash After Hours again?
Yeah, so they're catching up on Earth movies.
Yeah, they were watching Casablanca.
Which I was a little bit concerned because Classic's one of my favorites, and I was like, oh, is this foreboding?
I feel like it's definitely
definitely be foreboding.
especially because it's Wally's favorite movie, and that just seems very appropriate, doesn't it?
Yeah, but see, she doesn't like. She kind of doesn't like the movie, or she just
didn't get it.
She didn't get it, so they turn it off, and she's like, "Well, why? I want something else, or something like that." Yeah, so the music turns on just like that, and then she says, "I want a hamburger."
Yeah.
And then Wally's like, "Oh."
Poor Wally.
So Wally goes off.
You need, before we get off to that, you need the energy to, like, for the later, you know? Like, that, she's just thinking it. She's like, I'm going to have a burger, and then we're going to get it on.
At least allegedly.
Yeah. What kind of burger was it?
It was the Big Belly Burger.
Big Belly Burger?
Right? Yeah. They're always eating there. And all those people, they eat so many burgers and stuff, and they all look like, great models and stuff. I wish I could eat that many burgers and look that good.
I don't eat that many burgers and I look like this.
I eat burgers and I look like a model.
Yes,
I
you
model
do.
socks, ladies and gentlemen.
I was going to say hand model. But
No, my hands are terrible. But anyways, he goes off super speed and he bumps into our main villain of the season.
and
Savitar.
And the crazy thing about this is he real or not? Because
Of course he's real.
But in next week's
Although
episode,
next week's episode
it was
preview
showing
is
that
like, is
he
it on
might
his
be an
head?
illusion.
Or
No,
is he
because
real?
right now what's going to happen, he's going to get a hold of Iris. Remember the
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So there was a battle of the Planet of the Apes. I was going to say it was a battle they had on that news article.
Yeah.
So do you think it's still an illusion?
I don't know yet because
I don't
we're
know.
still
I can't tell.
we're still far enough out that maybe he won't get Iris yet. But it was just watching next week's. It looked like Wally's having some sort of hallucination.
Yeah.
Okay, so Engravings wants to. That was the conclusion of the episode, but Engravings wants to know what we want to see on next week's episode. And with me personally, I'm good with whatever they've been giving us because I really like this show, and every episode, like for example, today felt like most TV series season finale. We have this great CGI, the battle, great conclusion. So
We had a full-on proposal,
Yeah.
and I'm like, oh man, like when something
that what you
really
want
great
next episode?
happens,
What do you want next episode, Sabina?
something terrible is going to follow. And you know what I want? I want nothing to happen to the West family. That's what I want. Just leave Iris and Wally and Joe alone.
We know that's not going to happen. Like, let's be real. We know that the West family is going to be at the center of something tragic. If it's Iris, if it's Wally, if it's Joe, something's going to happen. I kind of want to see something tragic happen because they're getting too comfortable. They're getting too happy. You got to shake it up.
So you think we're going to see? Have they spoken of any crossovers? You guys know?
Just the Supergirl crossover because we're getting the musical coming up.
When is that
And
up?
also, there was a casting announcement, which actually I saw a picture for last week, and I was like, is that David Desmalchin? Who is our homeboy from Gotham, and he was Dwight the Mortician that the Joker takes out, but he's going to be on The Flash now as not Dwight the Mortician, but he's going to be, I forgot the name of the character, but he's going to, like, the electric one. Anyways, I'm excited to welcome him back, because he's always great to see and everything, and he's awesome in the Belko Experiment as well.
That was a good movie,
Yeah.
by the way.
I'm very jealous of both of you right now. So
I'm sorry.
Why?
I haven't seen it yet.
You will
I
see
know.
it soon.
I will.
But
So
yeah,
should we
so
talk
I mean,
spoilers?
that's as far as I know as like anything new coming up on the Flash, as far as crossovers, and
I think
I'm excited
that's-
for the musical episode for
I
sure.
am
music
too,
episode's
and
gonna kill it.
And I
I
think
think.
that's the last crossover of the season. I don't think we're going to see anything else after that because I think then at that point all the shows will be going to their final episode, that final home stretch for the finales.
So I think, and you have a guest today?
I do. Yeah, we do have a guest.
I've been randomly getting distracted because I hear little feet just going around me, and I'm like, oh man, it's Captain Kirk, the corgi,
Yeah.
and I'm like just wanting to pet him.
Yep, he's my corgi that we brought with him. He's kind of become the Stream.TV dog, and he's just kind of been hanging out, walking around set, and having a good time with us. So it's kind of fun.
He is a captain now of
Yes.
the Stream.TV.
It's true. Lewis,
I mean,
we should have him take your place sometime.
Yeah.
The dog?
Yeah.
No one can tell the difference.
Exactly.
He's much more articulate than I am. Hey guys, thank you for watching tonight's after hour show.
After hours.
After show. Patrick, where could they find you?
Okay, once again, guys, my name is Patrick Campbell. You can find me here every Tuesday. I talk Legends of Tomorrow, unless I get to be invited with these fine folks
Nah,
on The
no more.
Flash. I know, sorry.
That's it.
Find me
You're
on
done.
Twitter at PJ_Campbell. Thank you guys so much for watching.
Savina?
And you can find me on Twitter at Sabina Has No R. I'm also up in the Facebook groups for DC TV, including the Flash Facts discussing the TV show. You can find me popping on there, just like standing off and say hello. That'd be really cool.
And we want to give a shout out to Lance Osfrusser.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Thank you,
Love
Lance.
Lance. Thank
He
you.
controls all the social media, the ones you just mentioned, and he does an excellent job. As a matter of fact, go there right after this and talk about what we talked about, which is the Flash, and everyone's going to chime in. It's going to be awesome. My name is Louis Love. You can find me on Twitter at Nuke the Fridge, and tomorrow I'll be with co-hosting the Arrow After Hours show. So that should be pretty cool here on the stream.tv. And you could also find me on that burger joint that you go to.
Yep.
Flash. I'll be there.
Big Belly.
Big Belly. I'll be at the Big Belly Burger. Till next week.
Till next week. Bye.
Bye.